Well, with my commute, and you get hit pretty hard and fast with the workload when you start the core program. It'll taper off a little bit in the elective section after gap. So my social activities were fairly limited, although it was more the people that I met and having off-campus Anderson related events. I didn't come to a lot during my first year of the on-campus events. My second year and my third year, a little bit more. A lot of fun events, especially when I had a Thursday class, because every Thursday afternoon there's sort of a miniature beer bust for the day students, and if a FEMBA student has a Thursday class, to attend that on the North Lawn. Those were fun.
Social life, I think getting an MBA, or especially a part-time MBA, it is, there's a lot of time management involved. I mean, I think from a social perspective, you're juggling so many different things, as far as work, you have your friends outside of school, and, you have, you're making a lot of great friends, here at Anderson too, Like for me, Anne's one of my closest friends, we went to, we're part of our core group, we pretty much have been working together in classes for almost the entire 3 years here. There's only been a couple of quarters where we weren't working together, and
the worst of my life, Gene.
Thanks, Anne. I appreciate that. But I think balancing your social life outside of Anderson, and then also dealing with the social life that you have within Anderson, on top of all the schoolwork and getting your job so you don't get fired. There's just all this stuff going on. But you learn to manage. I think there are a lot of outings where we go out, just have drinks after class. During gap, a lot of times, you're working really, really hard on this project, and you feel like you're gonna choke each other, and you just need to go unwind. So we made sure once in a while we'd go out and just do something together as a group. So you find ways to remain active. From a social perspective, because it can't only be about school. I think school is very important, but at the same time you have to balance that out so that you don't burn yourself out from all the different pressures going on in your life.
I think most FEMBAs would probably find there are a lot more social activities available than you have time to take advantage of. So in terms of the social life, what you really have to decide is how much time can I devote to this? Mm-hmm. Am I able to go to 3 events a quarter? Am I able to go to 6 events a quarter? And a lot of it has to do with the commute. Less of it has to do is, does this seem like an interesting event? Because they're all interesting events. And the people at them will almost all be interesting people. So you want to go to more than you can go to. So you don't have to worry about a lack of opportunity. But you will be engaged in time management.
And that's such a misconception, too, the idea that FEMBA students just go to class and they quickly leave. I mean, certainly there are days where you're just tired from, a long day at work and then you had to follow up with class. But I think just by being in class and being at the school, you're already kind of in a atmosphere. I mean, there are people in our section, right, where maybe we don't see them out in Westwood, but when someone's having a baby, when someone's engaged, and so you really, get a real intimate look at people's lives, and you are socializing, if not.
And we had a very active social section rep in my section, and so the one night a week that my section was in classes in the early core is we would go out someplace in Westwood after each session, and so that was fun. It was not everybody would go, but it was very casual, just kind of a drop-by thing, and that was what I had during my first quarters during the core, and then later I would go to some of the other events, weekend events or night events.
There's always something going on. I just after a while, if anything, you probably feel bad saying no to people, being like, oh, can't go to lunch, can't go to this, can't go to Vegas, can't go to spring break, this or that. So.